this speculator, Quan, he has 7 properties in the 9.124 law. And yet he wants to evict me out of my property. He owns one right up the street. Simply because of greed, he just wants to flip it. People have come together and gotten funds together to purchase my property from him. And he just wants to put unreasonable contingencies on it. He wants to still make a profit, even though he bought it sight unseen. This is absolutely criminal, what our system is allowing the speculators and the mayor to do to people, especially people of color. We're low-hanging fruit. We don't have the money to go out and get high-priced lawyers. They do.
This gentleman here has lost his property, a pastor, Reverend Yule Dorn. Yes, he's out in the street. And why is it that Jones United Methodist Church, you need to hear this too, Jones United Methodist Church, the oldest United Methodist Church in this city, are now in the throes of being thrown out because of a bad Bank of America financial loan arrangement. These are indices that this town is mean as hell to black folks.
Hamilton Memorial Church has left because of the meanness of its surrounding neighborhood. Because African American churches now sit in neighborhoods that are at best indifferent and frequently openly hostile. His church was accused of making too much noise at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday at a funeral service. We are living in some of the most unpleasant and mean times that San Francisco has ever had. The black population continues to be eroded and nobody cares. Nobody cares, nobody speaks out, nobody says anything. And if at the rate we're going, 2 or 3 of us around here today, maybe the only ones left if we can hang on.
Today, just to get everyone together, and I know like a lot of folks are coming together about what is going on with Pastor Dorn and the black community. So I am going to open it up, like we have pastors here, reverends here, who have been doing a lot of work in support of Pastor Dorn and keeping the black community together in San Francisco. So Reverend Townsend could talk about, like, I think today we're going to have Reverend Townsend, Reverend Brown, Pastor Yule Dorn, and Archbishop Bronzo King in support of Pastor Yule Dorn, who was evicted from his house last Thursday after his home was purchased by a speculator who owns 7 properties in the Bay Area, in the 9.124 area code. We have been trying to talk to the mayor for the last year. He's been aware of Pastor Dorn's case for the last year, and he's been in this spot for the last 7. This is a foreclosure issue, but it's an issue that is impacting the entire black and brown community in San Francisco and all urban communities. So I do want to have Reverend Townsend actually open it up about like what's going on. I know you have brought up some press talking points with him right now, and Pastor Dorn will be the last to speak to talk more about his case and what his family is going through today. But Reverend Townsend, do you want to talk about what you say your name first?
Reverend Arnold Townsend, Associate Pastor Without Walls Church Without Walls here in San Francisco, President of the Board of San Francisco Economic Opportunity Council. Just very briefly, and I'll be very brief, we are once again here concerned with Pastor Yule Dorn, but Pastor Yule Dorn is the latest symptom of a disease that infects San Francisco, a disease of racism, a disease of callousness, a disease of meanness when it comes to African Americans in this city. And what you have to understand is we're living in the first period in history where the wealthy covet the homes and the neighborhoods of the poor. And when people with power and money want what you have a problem. And we're seeing that every day in this city. Pastor Dorn has been, quite frankly, for lack of a better term, cheated out of his home. His home has been taken. I can't imagine what's happened is legal, but what they have done and what they continue to do is inundate him with so much confusion, so much paperwork, that makes it almost impossible to fight unless you have a fortune to employ an army of lawyers. And since we don't have that kind of money, we're bringing out an army of people to say it has to stop here. The city has to do whatever it can to put brakes on foreclosures in this town. Understand that the banks who got money from you all, everyone standing here gave money to the banks.
Bail them out.
Now they are taking the money that you gave them to bail out and using it to take homes from people, and no one is bailing them out. It is an unbelievable crisis. The same money they're using that they got with no interest, that they're charging them exorbitant interest to students to try and get an education. We've got to stop it. We've got to stop it here. And we're asking the media to do some in-depth study of what happened with Pastor Dorn so we can begin to change this dynamic. Thank you.
You want me to say something? Okay. Archbishop King with the St. John Coltrane African Orthodox Church. We've come together, the pastors in this city, to try to correct the previous wrong that's been perpetrated against a man who does not only pastor within his walls, he pastors outside the downtrodden. He's also been a part of the foreclosure movement. We're also fighting against, so our thing is to save his house, foreclosures and illegal evictions. My church is going through that. We're being priced out of the community, just like it's priced out the Marcus bookstores, John Coltrane churches having that problem. But they've taken this man's home. Their celebration for Martin Luther King's birthday was to put him and his grandbaby in the street after the banks and the investors took his home. So that's what we're standing for.